All right, welcome everybody to the 12th episode of the Flare Up Podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We have Frankie
Joseph.
Brian.
and special guest, my cousin Angel.
And are we clapping?
Yeah, we good. Clap. All right, so Angel, give us a little background on you and yourself.
Yeah, so thank you guys for having me today.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you.
being here,
All the way
bro.
from New Mexico.
Yeah,
You drove out just to do
I
this.
traveled
this
12 hours just to do this for you guys.
Damn, I feel so
Nah.
special. Like, oh man.
Nah, just kidding. You guys ain't that special. I couldn't see the family, but hey, I'm here, so let's do this. So Frankie knows a little bit about the choices that I've made in life, that have led up to me doing a lot of jail time, a lot of running around the street, but luckily I was able to get myself out of that with the help of another uncle of ours. He gave me an opportunity to move to New Mexico, to Albuquerque. When I got there, he made me go to college, and that changed my whole life, So now I'm involved in a lot of things because I kind of feel like I have all this knowledge, I have resources, and I need to help as many people get out of the sucky situations that I was in, because we don't know any better. Frankie knows my dad wasn't really around. Even when he was around, he wasn't around,
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid in elementary, your dad used to buy me my school clothes,
Yep.
So growing up poor, growing up in the neighborhoods, gang infested, luckily my uncle, the first house he bought was in the nice part of Southgate. It was like a little suburb.
Yeah.
This dude had like half an acre and a swimming pool. We're like,
Hell yeah. I remember the high school parties he used to throw.
oh yeah, yeah. I used to bring everybody being drunk, all the girls.
Me still in the pool.
With your little floaties on?
Floaties, with a chupon.
I don't know. I think a lot of my homegirls were in the pool one time. I remember Frankie just smelling his fingers. I don't know what he was doing in that pool.
That fool was picking his own butt.
I don't know what he was doing down there, but he kept smelling his fingers.
They push back a little bit. So, how's your childhood though, growing up?
I mean, like when you don't know you're poor, it's like anything. You just grow up being around the family.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of things that get burned into your mind. You see all the gangs. We have family members that used to sell drugs, and then you see them with the cars, the money. Then you want to be that. So yeah, a lot of bad influences, and but it's not even that. Like I used to say, I'm a product of my environment, but the fact of the matter is, I was a product of my choices. So I think that's the first step. People learn. When you learn to be accountable for the stupid decisions you make, then you could do something about it. Because a product of my environment means I'm a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a victim. I was an active participant. I chose to gangbang.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to sell drugs. And when I went to prison, like, it was because of my choices. I'm not going to sit there and say, like... So I rather say I'm a product of my choices. And once people realize that, I think then they can start doing something about it. Making better choices. Because as a victim, you're always going to be a victim, you know? So
is that like when you start showing that, like not showing, but thinking like you have to take affirmative action? Is that what some parts has?
Well, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to have fun, like in that past life. There's money, women, cars, just that whole thing. But I did it for my mom. My mom asked me the last time I was in prison. My mom asked me to move to New Mexico and try it out, and for her, I did. I'm a big ass mama's boy. My mom is the only constant person who's been there for me my whole life. So I was like, let me try this out for her. So I went out there, and it just ended up changing my whole life, dude. So right now I'm at the University of New Mexico working on my bachelor's degree. But when I was at Central New Mexico Community College, every term I kept making the dean's list. Mm-hmm. And like I was 33 when I started community college, and I kept I kept making the dean's list, getting A's. I ended up graduating with 23 A's and 1 B from community college.
Damn.
Yeah, brother.
And that felt good. So I always knew I've always been smart, like books, school, it always came easy to me, but I just applied my intelligence in a negative way.
Yeah.
Like, how am I gonna get away with this? Like, let me map out these routes.
Yeah.
Let me watch the police and see what their hours are. And so there's certain times during the day when there's shift change that there's no cops on the street. Maybe 1 or 2, because they go in, they shift change, and the other ones are getting ready,
Yeah.
So I learned all that.
Is that here
So
in Cali?
Yeah, that's here in California, South LA. That's everywhere. It's throughout the whole country.
So you figured that out?
Yeah, so I would watch them. I would sit there, watch them, and I knew at what time, okay, like during the day, I have this window to do this if I'm going to do something,
Oh, shit.
And it was mostly mapping out my routes, delivering drugs and picking up money throughout LA, but you need to know certain things, like if you're going to commit other certain types of crimes, like what windows you have, you know? So I've always been smart. I just applied it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of us, dude. There's so much wasted talent in prison. Dude, I've seen some of the best artists, some of the best rappers, some of the best people, writers, writing poems, short stories. Dude, it's just crazy how much talent is rotting away in there. And it's because I'm very fortunate, We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I have an uncle. We have an uncle who gave me that opportunity, and that's what helped. Getting out of my environment is what helped me stay the course. Because if I would have stayed here, I probably would have did good a few months. But even over there, and that's something that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the whole mass incarceration in our criminal justice system, the way it's set up for us to fail. And there's reasons behind that. But when I was over there, when I got there, dude, I got a job at Home Depot. I got hired by Lowe's. I got hired by Walmart. I got hired by, there was a call center that they used to do like telemarketing throughout the whole country. All 4 of these jobs paid upwards of like $14 an hour. At the time, the minimum wage was still $10 an hour. So they were good jobs, But after my background came back, they pulled the job offers. Had I been here in LA, I would have just been like, you know what, fuck it. Let me go back to selling drugs. And that's what happens. People get tired of trying to navigate these systems and doing good, and they don't get the opportunity to do so. So yeah, like mass incarceration. You guys know when this started?
When they started?
So 1865, with the implementation of the 13th Amendment, it says the 13th Amendment guarantees the abolishment of slavery and involuntary servitude, except, that's the key word right there, except as a form of punishment. So now, in the 13th Amendment, it's guaranteeing that they just can't be like, Brian, you're going to go work at my plantation for free now. Because you're a free man. Because abolishment of slavery and involuntary servitude. But now, except as a form of punishment. So now what happens? There's plantation. After Abraham Lincoln won the war and the Union won and the southern states wanted to secede, and the Union won, so now they have to stay in the country. But now all the plantation owners are mad. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Yep.
Are we going to pick this cotton? Oh, no, don't trip. I got you guys. You guys were just misbehaving, so I had to slap you guys on the wrist. But now we have all these laws that we're going to incarcerate people and we're going to lease them to you guys.
So it's like a loophole in a way? Kind of like
yeah,
they're like saying, oh, we're out of slavery, but at the same time, there's a little loophole right here.
Yeah.
Minus, like, in case if you're incarcerated, guess what?
You're gonna go work. You're gonna go work for free.
Pay them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they're leasing these people to the plantations now. Okay, now they're doing their time, and they're working for you. But now from here, you're gonna cut us in on this. You're gonna give the state and the government a percentage now. So now, the plantation owner's making money. The country, the state, the government's making money. and the ones that are getting fucked are black and brown people still to this day.
Yeah.
You know, like I tell people all the time, and if we look into it, black and brown people have been going through the same struggles in this country since the beginning of time, you know, since the whole start of it. Especially like, you know, colonization with the Spaniards, they fucked us over in Mexico. They enslaved our indigenous ancestors. So it's been the same struggle. Like we used to get lynched like in the Southwest more than anybody, you know, like and then in the South it was black. 90% of people lynched were black. In the Southwest it was the Mexicans, you know, they used to take kill them and all that.
Hey, that's crazy because they never told us about that in history.
Yeah, they
It's
don't
like-
talk
They
about
don't
it.
want to fool.
Yeah, it's like we had to search it on our own. Like it's out there, the information's there.
Yeah.
But we decided not to. Like
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't pop up.
Well, the thing about history is that it's written by the victor.
Yeah, of course. I never-
And come on, like they blow rainbows up our ass about Thanksgiving, but the fact of the matter is, after Squanto and the indigenous people taught the pilgrims how to survive, how to farm, they slaughtered
them,
they
yeah.
slaughtered them.
He's slaughtered.
Like, but think about it. They teach us that they had the first Thanksgiving dinner to thank them, and they fucking blow rainbows up our ass. You know, they don't
Yep.
teach us the real history about the genocide that has been committed in this country just to take the land.
Yeah.
You know, so going back to mass incarceration, all these laws have been created, and fast forwarding to now, last year in 2023, the United Nations did a report. They visited 5 prisons in the United States.
Uh-huh.
At the end, their findings were that the United States of America and their prison system are still participating in modern day slavery. They visited Angola prison in Louisiana. Angola prison still has people picking cotton and still has white correctional officers on horses with their shotguns making sure that they're picking that cotton.
You said Angola?
Angola prison
You talking
in
about-
Louisiana.
Okay, I was about to say, I thought you were talking about the country Angola because there's a country named Angola.
Yeah, no, yeah, in
no.
Africa.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Angola prison in Louisiana.
Okay, that's. Yeah, I was like, wait,
Louisiana.
I was gonna myself like, hey, why is there white people watching? You know what I mean? In Africa, you know? Oh, real? Dang.
Yeah, dude. So,
Shit.
so it's a whole report that the United Nations put out. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of prisons that manufacture things. There's a lot of prisons that inmates manufacture like furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that furniture gets sold for thousands of dollars. They pay the inmates like
10 cents.
12 cents an
Yeah.
hour to make it. You know. So
Damn, that's crazy, man.
dude, the whole I hate when people say, "Oh yeah, our system is broken," and that pisses me off because there's so much ignorance in that statement. Our system is not broken. It works like a well-oiled machine because it's doing what it was created to do: oppress minorities. So it's still working, like redlining, dude. Like ghettos were purposely created
Yep.
by redlining. Like they draw the line, okay. And back in the day, they used to tell realtors, don't sell blacks or Mexicans any property on this line. Put them all there. Concentrate
The
them
way
there.
they do with that redlining, you see some of the sections that they cut out, they're cut so ugly, and then they're cut like in a way where they have even islands, like aren't even part of the
Yeah.
little area,
Shit.
but that's part of the area, but it's not even attached to the little line that they created.
Even though it's like separated from it.
Yeah, but it's still the same district.
Yeah. So, like, think about it. Why affordable housing? Why are they only built in certain areas? You know,
Yeah.
because that's the section that has been permitted,
For
or
that.
or
So they want that certain type of people to be there.
yeah,
So
dude.
what-
Because what happens is like put a bunch of. So go to any section of the city like LA, like LA.
Project.
Okay.
Yeah, South Central. Like those areas where that area has been designed to house certain people. That's the area where you're gonna have the highest crime rates, prostitution, drugs, murders, lowest education, and lowest incomes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's design.
Yeah.
It's an actual design. And I did a training once called Undoing Racism.
Yeah.
And so the guy, and I never thought of it like this. So it blew my mind, this concept. So the guy told me, who has traveled outside of the United States? You know, like a lot of people raised their hands. I raised my hand because I've been to Mexico. You
Yeah.
know, so they were like, think about a McDonald's. How does the McDonald's in Mexico look as opposed to the McDonald's here? He asked me. I go, dude, they look exactly the same, other than some specified item changes on the menu to reflect the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's the same. He goes, why though? I go, well, because McDonald's is a franchise. He goes, exactly. He goes, we're going to do a little exercise right now. There was about 20 of us on the, and this was during the Zoom days, so it was during Zoom.
Yeah.
He goes, we're going to do a little exercise. I want you guys to think of an area in your city of Albuquerque where the highest crime rates, the biggest drug usage, where there's homelessness, prostitution. Like, think of that area in your city. Now describe it to me. And he had an easel behind him, and he was going to draw it. So then we were all like, okay, Central Avenue. And he drew Central Avenue. Now we started talking about, okay, pawn shops, payday loan places, like those predatory loan places, churches, fast food restaurants. Like, so we drew out the city and that section. So then he put up another drawing. He goes, look, this drawing is from a different state, a different city, and a different group of people. And he put them side by side. He goes, what do you guys notice? And we're like, damn, like, except of placement of things, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He goes, why? Because ghettos are franchises in this country.
Dang, there's money in it.
In order for there to be extreme wealth, there has to be extreme poverty. That's capitalism. You know, in order for them to be extreme wealth, there's extreme poverty. So, like, why do you think the predatory loan places are in the poorest places?
That's where
Yeah.
they need the money.
Charging 36% APR
Yeah.
or even more because people need to pay their bills and they're poor.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to see pawn shops or payday loans in fucking Beverly Hills.
Oh, that's true.
Or EBT accepted here.
Yeah, you're not gonna see none. You're not gonna see none of that there because they already have money.
Yeah.
And so that trickle down economics that Reagan came up with, it never trickled down. It just kept the down and the rich.
Yep.
You know, but it's a whole system. It's a whole game. You know, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but usually we get 8 years of a Republican, and then the next election cycle we get 8 years of a Democrat. Then we get 8 years of a Republican, then 8 years of a Democrat. It's a whole game that they're playing with all of us.
Yep.
The Republicans enrich the rich even more, and then the Democrats seem to come in, and then, but it's a whole facade.
I feel like
It's a whole game that they're playing with the whole
Yeah.
country, and it's not we the people; it's we the corporations. As long as capitalism
Oh, yeah.
exists, capitalism and democracy are not synonymous. They don't go together.
Yeah.
Either you're democratic or you're capitalistic, and we're a capitalistic country. You know, and going back to mass incarceration, have you guys ever thought of why prison is always the solution? Dude, like, there's people in there with mental health problems that are in there because of their mental health. If they got the resources and the help they needed when they were in the streets, I guarantee you they would not be in prison. There's people with drug addiction problems. If they got the help and resources they needed, instead of being sentenced to 2 years, 3 years for petty theft because you're stealing things because you want to keep getting high, sentence them to fucking 2 years in a drug rehab program, and then see what happens when they come out.
So
Give them the tools they need to succeed, but they don't do that because Geo Group, and Core Civic. Core Civic used to be the Corrections Corporation of America. So there's two private prison owner corporations in this country, Geo Group and Core Civic. So if you guys want to make money off of people's misery, you guys for $8 or $9 a share on the New York Stock Exchange could buy shares in these corporations.
What's the stock work for?
Yeah.
Like $8, $9.
Dang.
I think Geo Group is like $9. Core Civic is like $8. The last time I checked.
Yeah.
I don't know now. It might have gone up. You
So,
know,
so those are the two amazing
The major
corporations.
corporations that
Of
run
prisons?
private prisons.
There's
So-
even a Geo up here, right there in Adelanto.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one.
woman's- the woman's
is it the
prison.
immigration one? The
So
immigration,
that immigration, ICE,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay,
So
cool.
now these people get contracts to run these prisons, and you guys could look this up. It's public record. So in New Mexico, the contract stipulated that 93% of their beds had to be full, or else the state was going to pay for the empty beds.
Oh shit!
So think about it.
They're gonna fill them up.
Exactly.
the more head count they had, the more money they make, right?
Yeah. So it's like everything, like schools, prisons. At the beginning of the year, they get to file taxes too.
Yeah.
And for every head that is in that bed, like public schools, for every head that's in that seat, they get money for it. So,
Like a tax write-off in a way. Is it like that or not?
well,
part of the
no, it's
budget.
not even a tax write-off.
part
It's
of
a
the
check
budget. Yeah.
Oh, it's a check.
It's
that
a
they're-
check
that they're receiving back from
that
the
they're
state.
receiving for taking care of those people.
They're meeting that criteria.
Yeah.
Of having
Oh,
the
crap.
93%.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
No, but it's not even that. No, but these prisons, they actually get money from the federal government when they file taxes, because these people are dependent.
Dang.
Like when you have kids, you're gonna be able to write them off as a dependent when you file
Yeah,
taxes, and you're gonna get money for them because you're taking care of these little motherfuckers. You know, you're feeding them, you're clothing them.
Okay,
So
okay.
now prisons do the same thing. These fucking 2,000 people in our prison are our dependents. We're feeding them, we're clothing them, we're doing their laundry, so they get money back.
So it's just
It
the
costs
minimum-
about $50,000 a year to house somebody in a prison,
Just one person?
just one person.
50.
And that's how
grand.
and that's how much they get back from the federal government. $50,000 a year per head.
Yeah.
Public schools get like from 11 to 15,000 per kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn, brother.
so
Shoot, they're making money off people, man.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, shoot.
So these private corporations, and now Geo Group has gotten into reentry. So that means they're making money on the way in
And the way
and on the way out. So now they're monopolizing incarceration, and that's the type of shit that we deal with in this country.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about the people's well-being or anything, because if they provided services, they're gonna keep people out of prison.
Yeah.
And if they keep people out of prison, these people stop making money.
Yeah.
And these private prisons have the highest rates of inmate batteries and batteries on staff members.
Oh shit.
But you know why?
Why?
Because in these private prisons, they're not like trained correctional officers. They're like fucking
Just like the bare minimum. type of-
security guards. They're
Yeah.
they're
damn.
basically security guards. The people that get hired to just babysit these inmates that are in these pods, and then they get beat up. You know?
So these private ones, are they like, they're not for the state, right? They're so how,
No, they
so-
get state contracts.
Okay.
They get state contracts.
It's like BlackRock, fool. So think about it as like BlackRock and the CIA. All the dirty shit we need to get done, we contract BlackRock. So it's the same
Well-
thing. It's a contract.
Well, like what I'm trying to get at is like,
So look at it like this: in California, to the last of my knowledge, I haven't looked it up, but the last time there was 33 prisons in the whole state.
okay,
So there was 33 prisons in the whole state. That's a lot of you're not going to be able to feel the demand is the need is not going to meet the demand. Like as far as employment goes and all that. But now you get these private corporations who could step in. Oh yeah, let them run it. Let that be their headache. We'll just give them a contract.
yeah,
We'll pay them to run this.
okay,
So now you're housing people in private prisons, and it's not the state's problem; it's their problem. But at the same time, they're all like in cahoots and making money and all that. You know what I
So I
mean?
wonder what were the two major companies that get those contracts? It was Geo.
Core Civic and Geo,
Who are they funding in the campaigns? Republicans or Democrats?
I think
Republicans.
Yeah, because I mean it would have to do with that. Because I mean it would favor them for the politician to.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, dude. Don't get me wrong. There's
it's on both sides. I feel
Yeah,
like,
it's-
right?
it's on-
sure. No,
you
yeah,
can't
for
just blame
sure.
one
it's
side.
it's it's on both sides. There's corporations funding Democrats too, and it's all this game. Everybody's making money, dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you come in, like look at Nikki Haley, where they exposed her
Oh yeah,
of buying this $5 million fucking little island with a mansion and all that, and she came in like broke as fuck before she was a senator and all that. You know, There's loopholes, but I guarantee, dude, like my future plan, 5 to 10 year plan, I'm gonna get into politics myself,
Dang, sick.
and I bet you that when I start doing what they're doing, it's gonna be a problem. But I'm gonna do it. Shit, I'll take money from the NRA. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, hell yeah.
IRA.
The IRA, the Irish
You
buddies.
know, but
Funny enough.
Hell yeah,
but the
bro,
thing
shit.
is, when like they're giving you money because they're expecting certain things from
Yeah,
you,
of course.
and that's how people
a
compromise.
favor. Yeah.
That's how people compromise their values and all that. You know.
Yeah.
So like shit, give me money. I'll take money. I'm just not gonna do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And I just expose myself, so now they're not gonna give me money. You know.
Yeah.
But that's the whole game. You know.
Because everyone's taking money. Because like how is it? Like what is it? Like representatives are not like they're not even
They don't get
supposed to-
paid.
They're not supposed to be billionaires or millionaires. They're supposed to be like what? Like of course a good amount of money, but not the way how they're receiving the money right now. Because they're all, like you said,
Yeah.
they're receiving money for other companies, so they can pass these laws, so they can
Yeah.
be able to do their own little dirty deeds or
And-
whatever they need to do to make more money too.
And the whole thing with the 2-party system, we have a 2-party system.
Oh, yeah,
so
of course, yeah.
we're always only gonna get a Republican or a Democrat in office.
Never gonna get
Yeah.
a liberal. Not a liberal.
An independent,
independent,
or a
yeah.
green party. There's also a green party that you probably
libertarians.
that you probably never heard of. You know the green, but
The Green Party
but
said?
no, the Green Party. There's a Green Party, and it exists. You could register as a Green Party member, but we never hear of them because they never make the ballots.
Yeah, because they're not.
Because
paying
there's a system that's ran. There's the system that has been agreed upon in this country, where, like I said, we're gonna get one, and then we're gonna get the other.
So
We're gonna get one, we're gonna get the other. We're gonna
Yeah.
get one, then we're gonna get the other.
Hey, but that's crazy that you said it's every years. I'm surprised that they didn't give Trump 8 years, bro.
Because he was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, dude. Like they only gave him like what 4 years.
Dude,
Yeah,
because he
for
was a
real.
fucking idiot, dude. Like, and that's what people.
Well, how about with Joe Biden too? That was a fucking idiot too.
Yeah, but he's a bit he's a better politician.
No,
They're both fucking idiots.
Yeah,
Yes,
I agree.
but
Nah, dude. I rather.
but dude,
I see differently.
but would you rather have an openly racist person?
How's he racist though?
How is he not?
What did he say?
How is he not? Look, and if you're a Trump supporter, that's cool.
I'm
But
not-
just
it's not
know
that
that
I'm
he
not
doesn't give a
Trump's-
fuck about you.
That's fine. Like it's not. You act like these other presidents are. They give a fuck about you.
No, they don't either. They
that's
don't
what I'm
either,
saying. So it doesn't. The only thing that can affect me is for one, if we're paying more taxes or not. That's one thing I look out for because obviously we're working class.
So under Trump, we paid more taxes because
no,
he
he gave us a break, bro.
He didn't give us a break. He gave corporations a break.
Yeah,
do you make
yeah,
over?
yeah.
Do you make over $400,000 a year?
No, but the thing.
Those are the people that got
for
the break.
Taxation, you know, for when we get
Those are the
taxes,
people that got the break.
You don't. You don't only. Pay
Are you
bare
talking about
minimum.
inflation?
I'm talking about the bare
you-
minimum when you do your yearly taxes. Remember how that happened? Remember before
Dude,
you
we didn't
supposed
get
to
a break.
lot?
Last-
Now you only pay the bare minimum.
Dude, under Trump, I owed the IRS money. Under Biden, I got money back this year.
Well, the
That's
thing is,
actually
it
kind of true.
depends.
Same year. Same
Dude,
But for
Mine
me,
was- mine was
I owed
backwards.
money. I owed money under Biden.
Damn.
See, no, but
about-
that's back. That goes back
No,
to
with
to the
Trump, I never owed money. I probably owed what, $10, $20 about it. It's probably because some little.
But okay,
discrepancy.
but now,
yeah,
but you've been making more money now, though.
yeah.
Okay, you got to be honest though. You got to
Oh, yeah,
look at
that's
it.
true, 'cause
Well,
You got to look at it, dude. You got to
Yeah.
look at it. So under Trump, we all pay footed the bill for these billion-dollar corporations getting the tax cuts, and that's just the honest truth. That's just the honest truth. But that's the whole system.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, Republicans come in and they pat the pockets of the ultra wealthy. Then a Democrat comes in, and then we get a little bit of break. They implement money into mental health and behavioral health systems, and then a Republican comes in, he cuts all that and pats the pockets of the wealthy. Then a Democrat will come in, and then we'll get the break. Dude, that's the whole game.
So who is the Democrats going for them? Because they're not going for me. I'm not in the poor class. I'm more in the middle.
You're in the middle class,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Dude, but
so-
you think the poor class doesn't affect you? You think that by
Well, the Democrats affects me a lot, dude. Because I'm already getting taxes as crazy as it is, bro.
but you're making more money.
Yeah, I'm making
Yeah,
more money. But I understand that. But the thing is, they're taking more now. Now the Democrats, Joe Biden, he wants to pass another law. They want to tax us more. What, 40%? Yeah, it's a new one he's trying to pass.
But his whole thing is taxing the corporations.
No, it's to all of Americans, bro. Not just corporations, all of us, bro. And that's what I don't stand for. Because I'm like, bro, I want more money too. Like I'm working for my money, but at the same time, I'll pay my fair share of taxes as,
Yeah.
as everyone should. You know what I mean? But this way he wants to take more taxes. And for what? To aid these other countries like Ukraine, Israel. No,
But see that,
but that's
you
what's
see-
happening.
You see, but that's the thing. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, you see.
We have our own issues here.
Exactly.
bro.
Let's
Yes, sir.
let's clean up our own backyard.
I agree. Big time.
Let's
brother.
clean
I'm
up
with you
our
on
own
that.
backyard.
front yard, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. Let's get there.
Before-
the house.
Before we start raking somebody else's lawn, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, that's why I feel like we fuck up, like, or the government's fucking up on us. Is that we're worried
You
about
see,
going outside.
but
we're not taking care of our own shit.
But that's the thing, though. This dude is getting the bad rap, but any president that would have been in office would have did the same thing, though. And that's just because we're allies.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
We have to back them up.
So that's the whole thing. Any president
Yeah.
would have did that. And yes, we're footing that bill too.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, like, so I'm part of this organization, the
Tell about
National Association of Reentry Professionals,
So what's the short term for it, brother?
NARP.
NARP.
NARP. So so our whole thing is, we know that it's an uphill battle trying to reform the whole criminal justice prison system. But our whole thing is connecting reentry professionals across the whole country, all of us be in contact with each other. And one thing that helped me was getting out of my environment where I was committing all my crimes, because there's too much temptation, you know. And like I explained to you guys,
So it's kind of like an addiction in a way.
That's like
It
when
is-
you leave a cake around me, fool. That cake's
Oh,
gone.
dude. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same thing. Okay, gotcha.
but dude, it is like, so now imagine I left to Albuquerque, I applied for all these jobs, and I finally found one. But had I been here in Los Angeles, where I have all my connections, all my people, I would have been tired of being broke for a month already, out of prison, broke for a month, 2 months,
Yeah.
just looking for jobs,
Yeah.
being broke. I would have just been like, you know what? Called up my boy, hey dude, let me get a few pounds. Let me just get back in the game. That easy. Now,
So it's easy to repeat that cycle again.
exactly, because you're not being given these opportunities. So we just had a conference in Tennessee, in Franklin, Tennessee, in April.
Oh shoot.
April 14th through the 17th. We had our third annual conference, and I was
So my bad. So NARP. So is that like an organization? Like what was it created? And where was it
so
funded?
the founder, the executive director, Rosetta P. Taylor, was a corrections officer in Florida.
Oh, okay.
She's a veteran, a corrections officer, and she saw the way the system actually keeps people down, and especially how the whole parole and probation system, when you get out, is actually meant, and they make shit harder so that you could go back in. It's a whole cycle.
Yeah.
It's a whole cycle.
Repeating itself.
So she created this organization to link up reentry professionals throughout the whole country, all 50 states and the 4 U.S. territories. So that we could connect people, we could meet each other, we could help each other with resources. There's a lady in Florida that has transitional living for women coming out of prison who told me, if you need to send somebody to me, send them to me. Dude, that's an amazing resource right there. Because if I could get a female, dude, and females have it so much worse than men in the streets. They get abused, they get raped, they get sex trafficked.
it's an easy victim.
Yeah.
Easy victim.
So if I could get a woman who is coming back to Albuquerque, if I could set her up in Florida, dude, I guarantee you she's going to succeed.
Also, so this NARP is in
It's connecting people. Well, yeah, it's based in Florida, but there was another lady who has her own nonprofit of transitional living homes for women.
Yeah.
See, but that's the whole purpose of us coming together, connecting the whole country. This last year, 24 states were represented, and we're just trying to grow.
Yeah.
There was people from Alaska there.
Dang.
You know, Alaska has a big incarceration problem too.
Yeah.
So I always tell people this. I start people off every time I do presentations or anything. I tell people, why is incarceration the number one solution in this country? If jails and locking people up was the solution, the United States of America would be the safest country in the world, because we're the most incarcerated country in the world, and we're not. We're not. We're the most incarcerated country. There's about, my numbers might be slightly off,
Okay.
but they're somewhat accurate. I think there's actually like 2 million people right now incarcerated, and another 4 million either on probation or parole. So that's 6 million people in this country
Dang, that are in the system.
that are in the system, involved in the system in one way or another.
Dang.
So a lot of the so my whole thing, our whole thing, long-term solution is, and I've been to prison, you know that, Frank. I've called you guys from prison while the whole family was at your house for Thanksgiving and all
Yep.
that, and just they passed the phone around just for me to say hi, you know.
How long were you in prison for, brother?
I've done 4 prison terms, total of 12 years. Dude. So my whole adult life, like I was 33 the last time. I'm 40 years old now, so it's gonna be 7 years. But I've spent most of my adult life in a prison cell, as opposed to. But now, you know, I'm
So how old
making
were
up.
you when you first were like in the system?
18 years old.
Oh,
At 18,
Yeah.
the first time I went to jail, I got caught with 97 pounds of weed. So then they put me in jail. So and that kept going, you know. Get out, sell drugs, go back. Get out, get caught with a gun, go back. So that's how it was for me. But this is also because I wasn't educated. I wasn't educated on the fact that I was a pawn. You know, you've heard the saying, you know, life is chess, not checkers. And it is chess, but I was a pawn on 3 different chessboards
damn.
for
Yeah.
the homeboys,
Yeah.
from the hood, for my uncles that I was selling dope for, and then for the federal government. I was a pawn on their chessboard because I was uneducated. I was ignorant that purposefully I was becoming a statistic of my own doing, you know? And then I started reading more and like just learning the system and how it's set up to keep people like me down. But then, and honestly, the last time I left willingly because I was tired already. I was tired of just fucking being in a prison cell, being in jail. I knew that there was more to life. I just didn't know how to get it. And then my uncle gave me that opportunity and I got it. So how can we provide those opportunities for people who don't have an uncle like myself?
So is that your uncle, the one in Albuquerque?
Yeah, my
Okay,
uncle in
okay,
Albuquerque.
yeah,
Like
okay.
he's a math professor at the community college and at the university. So this dude has a PhD in math. He has a bachelor's in civil engineering. So academia is very high priority on his list. So when I got there, he made me go to college, and it just everything fell into place for me. You know, at making the dean's list, I kept getting these invitations to join the honor society, Phi Theta Kappa. It's an honor society for 2-year colleges. So I went to one of their meetings, dude. Like a lot of them were younger. There was an older dude that was sitting there. He was older than me. His name is Timothy Nice. Dude, there's certain moments in your life. There's these moments that in life that are
Crucial.
crucial. Yes, crucial. Like pivoting. Like it's a pivotal moment in your life that it's gonna make you go one way or another. So I went to that meeting. Timothy Nice was sitting there, and there was a bunch of other kids. Most of them were white. You know, I sit there. I'm like, man, these guys
The
are.
white brothers.
I'm like, these guys are fucking nerds, man. I don't belong here. You know, like.
Yeah.
So I got up. I was gonna walk out. He followed me out, and I felt the arm on my shoulder, and I'm like,
Sure, give you a hug, my boy.
I turned around, I'm like, what's up? And he's like, hey, brother, how are you? My name's Tim. What's your name? I go, Angel. He goes, where are you going? I go, I don't know, man. I'm leaving. I don't feel like I belong there. And he kept, I'm heavily tattooed. He kept looking at me. And he's like, hey, man, if you got the invitation, you belong here. He's like, don't worry about your past, man. He goes, let that go. He goes, just concentrate on your future here as one of us, man. He goes, man, let's go back inside. So I went back inside. And with them, one of their hallmarks is service to the community. So we started doing a lot of projects in the community, and it felt good, dude. Helping other people felt good, but you have to, and it felt good because for a long time in my life, I participated in the destruction of my community, and that it bothered me. Like now that I wasn't actively participating and numb from the drinking, doing cocaine, or just numbing myself to the reality of my life,
Yeah.
I was starting to feel emotions, and it bothered me, dude. Like, dude, I've shot people. I've sold drugs to women who ended up turning themselves into prostitutes, who lost their kids.
Dang.
Dude, that's a lot. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, dude. It was a heavy load for me.
So it's
Dude,
like
like-
saying like gangs, like they're like self-destructing the community where you live at.
Well, I don't know if you guys know I don't know if you guys know the history of gangs, but when gangs got started was a result of the children of the suiters, the suit riots back in the 40s. So their kids are actually where those movies come in, American Me and all that. Their kid like in East LA
The
and all that.
Chicano movement came in.
They actually created each other to take care of their community and take care of themselves.
So it started off as more like taking care of the community.
Yeah, so kind of like the Crips.
Yeah, like the same concept.
The Crips were an offshoot of the Black Panthers. Community resistance and progress. That's what Crip used to mean.
yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were an offshoot of the Black
same thing with
Panthers.
the Bloods, right? The Bloods. same
Well,
thing.
the Bloods were Crips at one point, but then the two top dudes, something happened, and then
They separated themselves.
they separated themselves. But then, like everything, it is true. Like in the movie, or when drugs got introduced and money got introduced, now the whole Mexican mafia thing became something else. You know, it became a corporation.
So it makes
Yep.
me wonder, like, when did they start implementing the drugs, and when did they start going like just down
CIA, food,
south?
crack
So-
epidemic.
So that's, yeah, like we don't want to get into that, dude. We don't want somebody knocking on our door.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, right.
what the fuck you guys talking
Why
about?
not? Yeah, right.
But,
Yeah, why
but
not?
just,
Hey,
you know,
but
like,
it's a little history.
but
like,
the history
started-
of gangs, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was to protect your community, you know? All that has been lost in translation, but
because of greed and money and
but
power.
also, but that too, and also corruption happens just like within anything.
yeah, within any
Within
within
just
any
like, yeah,
system.
like
it
we were
doesn't
talking
matter,
about
yeah.
corporations earlier,
Yeah.
and then like politicians, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
once
they-
money and,
gets involved, money talks, bro.
Dude, it
It's like
throws all the
your
morals out the door.
value-
Yep.
See, but that's the thing. Like in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
that's why you have territories. Like this is my neighborhood. You're supposed to protect it.
Yep.
Like, dude, over there in the hood, like people would tell me, "Oh, hey, they stole my kid's bike." I would send my homeboys to go steal a bike, bring it back, and I take it to them here.
Hey, now that other person that got their bike, like that, like, hey, someone stole my bike.
Hey,
Someone stole my bike.
that's on their neighborhood to take care of, you know. But I would do that. I would do that for the people in my community because
Yeah.
sometimes they would let me when I'd run from the cops. They let me hide in their backyards. They'll let me in the house.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you take care of them. They're gonna take care of you, you know. But
Imagine still in a wheelchair, bro.
but there was a lot of guilt, dude. There was a lot of guilt. Like right now, dude. Like there was a point, dude, where I was having nightmares, dude. Like I'd have nightmares because, dude, you do a lot of dirt. Like I've participated in prison riots, all that. Dude, like there's a lot of trauma, and this is something I didn't understand until I started getting into the line of work of helping people. I just thought that was my life. Like check a box, you know, gang member check, pull a trigger check, get shot at check, get shot check,
I mean,
get
it's not
stabbed
like
check.
a bucket list, right?
Yeah, no, but
want to go by.
That's a shit bucket list.
like,
That's a chum bucket, dude.
Yeah.
when you step out into the street and you know for a fact today I could get killed or I'm gonna go back to jail, that mentality puts you in a place of not giving a fuck. And if I don't care about myself, what makes you think I'm gonna care about you? Like
Yep.
what happens to
It's
you?
me or you.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
that's the mentality, dude. And the
Like,
fuck
you don't give a
Yeah.
fuck if you're gonna die.
Yeah,
give a
dude.
fuck
Like
about
then nothing else
prison.
matters when you're surviving, dude. You can't dream when you're surviving. When you're on there on survival mode, and dude, I'd walked around with thousands of dollars in my pocket, but I was still in survival mode because I have to survive the
So you
day.
can't enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, there's minutes of times where you get drunk and you have some fun and all that,
most of
but
the
it's
time you're on
always
edge, huh?
it's always watch your back, either for the DEA, the cops, the robbers,
For the ops.
or the ops. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
So.
Shit.
But dude, like I'm 40 years old now. I just turned 40 in March, and I didn't expect to live past 18, past 25. But now that I have, like, there's a lot of realization of how much I fucked up my community. Like, you know, like I've caused pain to families and for a lot of time, dude, I was having nightmares. So I go to therapy now, but there's times where I have to sleep like with a little dim light, a night light.
Would you
Well,
say
yeah.
that you have like some type of PTSD?
I've been diagnosed with high functioning PTSD.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed already with high functioning PTSD, and look it up, dude. The Hood syndrome.
Okay.
The Hood syndrome. Kids growing up in inner cities in the hood are 26% more likely to have PTSD than our own fucking servicemen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, it's
But
a
yeah,
thing.
gunshots. It's like when we moved from LA, from Southgate to here, like it was so weird to me. It was so new to me because I didn't hear helicopters, I didn't hear police sirens. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
So is this it? The hereditary OCO. Oh, I don't want.
Hey, I got you.
Hey, watch out! Don't touch.
Don't touch me. Come on, Jamie.
look, go right there where people ask, what is hood disease? Go to there. What is PTSD from growing up in the hood? Like either one of those.
The problem it was
So
called.
the problem that what I call hood PTSD is a type of post-traumatic stress disorder. People raised in poor areas with more violence across the U.S. are facing historical harms, anxieties, and mental disorders similar to people who fought in war or live in war-torn areas.
Damn, brother. See,
Yeah, so it's an actual thing, dude. I've seen people get shot in front of me, dude. I've held people when they're bleeding out, dude. In prison riots, dude. Like after the riot, you're over here looking for your homies, and you're dragging them to safe spots when they get knocked out or stabbed. You know, dude. It's a fucking battlefield, dude. So the thing is, we're not gonna reform with this organization with NARP. We're not gonna reform the whole criminal justice system immediately. So our immediate concern is the people getting out. How can we help them transform their lives so that they don't go back?
repeat that cycle again.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, dude, it's a whole thing, dude, and it's crazy because at the end of it, dude, they always say follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the money, you know, like, and that's the sad part, you know, like we're stuck in these cycles so that people could keep getting richer, you know, and dude, when I was driving here, I was like, okay, the mass incarceration in 1865, but then I started thinking, and I have not. This is just a theory that I came up with on the way here that I'm gonna research, because so I was thinking to myself, what if the old plantation owners are actually their families are the ones that run the corporations of this day? So technically, the corporations are still like owned
They're
by the
still by the
plantation,
plantation owners, but
by the
they
plantation owners and their families and their bloodlines, and we're still benefiting them.
Yep.
You know,
Like they're the ones running the prison, but they're part of that corporation.
they're
that
part of
is-
that whole corporate thing. The whole.
I mean,
like-
that would make
It's
sense.
like this
I mean, those
names
families, they don't just go away.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
probably
So
super
that's what I
rich.
started thinking.
Mm-hmm.
After the plantation, what happened to these families? And that money is still being generated by the same families that were generating it back then.
Yeah.
I haven't researched it, but I think it's a good theory to research.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a good concept, you know.
Let's see
And if
who
we
owns what.
if we could put it out there, like, you know, General Electric or like all these Fortune
Or
500
like
companies.
Rockefeller,
The
like the Rockefellers.
oh,
Yeah,
it's a
you
big
know,
one.
the Carnegies. What happened to them? We really don't hear about them anymore.
They're very low key, but, at the
But-
same time they're up there too.
Yep.
But what, like, they didn't go away. They just didn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not gone.
They just didn't magically go away. You know, like the Federal Reserve too. I don't know if you guys know that. If you ask people who prints our money, they say, "Oh, the government."
No, the Federal Reserve.
It's not the government. The Federal Reserve is a private entity.
It's its own thing. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's a central bank. It's a centralized global bank. And dude, they don't have any regulations.
Well, yeah, because it's not backed by gold
They-
anymore. It's,
they
it's
could
just being
yeah.
printed.
Yeah.
Dude, our whole system is
And I think that's why they said that
Non-existent.
John Kennedy, before he died, he made a speech regarding the Federal Reserve.
And they
how he
killed him.
wanted to yeah, they wanted to shut
Dude, they
down.
took them out, bro.
to the gold standard. If whatever was backed by the gold, that's what was out there. Right now, these motherfuckers could print as much money as they
Gazillions of
want.
dollars.
Oh yeah.
You know, so how are we trillions in debt?
Well, guess why the U.S. government was so opposed to like other governments bringing down
Start-
the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollars
They're trying
because
to-
Dude, 'cause
it's
right-
kind of devalue. But at the same time, it makes sense because we're not backing it by anything.
Mm.
So it really does has no true value.
And
It's-
imagine if our banks get decentralized and our economy goes down, dude, we're
Yeah.
fucked.
yeah, we become a third world country.
Yeah,
We're
dude.
fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, we're already a third world country.
I mean, not as bad as other third world countries, but yeah, we're
Dude, have you seen your eyes? Homeless, dude. We're supposed to be the richest country in the world.
But we have
Why is there so
people.
many people living? Why are there fucking children starving? in the United States of America. Dude, we're a third world country in disguise as an ultimate power, and the ultimate power is actually the 1%, dude. And that's what that's where, dude, a CO. So I don't know if you guys know this, you probably don't, but in prisons here in California, LA County Jail, we segregate ourselves.
Okay.
Like if there's 6 tables, we give 2 tables to the blacks, 2 tables to the whites, and 2 tables for us, the homies and the raza. So we keep each other seperated.
You guys are like governing yourselves?
Oh yeah, dude. In
Politics,
prison,
politics?
in prisons, yeah, we might have the schedule of the facility, but we govern ourselves. Dude. We run shit in there, you know, and that's just the way it is. But a CO told us one time, he was walking us to the mess hall, and he's like, "Hey guys, have you guys ever stopped to think, why October, November, December they start like ramping up arrest and they start sending people to county jail, start sentencing people to prison?" And
Tax.
we're like, "No." He goes, "Because it's tax season, baby. For every one of you guys in here, we get a check."
Yeah.
And he goes, "And once you guys are in here, you know why it benefits us, the COs, for you guys to be at war with each other?"
More
That's-
CEOs come in.
No.
You stay there longer.
No,
Overtime?
no, it's not even that. Yeah, they do hazard pay and all that, but it's divide and conquer. As long as you guys are at war with each other, our job is easy because you guys are more worried about what you're going to do to each other
Then the CEOs.
and worried about us. So our job becomes easy. Dude, if everybody came together and united, prisons would be overrun and taken over.
Yeah.
Same thing with this country. That's the whole concept, dude.
What's like the whole thing with the
It's
was it
divide
the
and
Stanford-
conquer.
The Stanford prison project where they put it was students from Stanford
Oh,
and they
yeah.
put some of them like if they were prisoners and they put some of them like if they were the actual guards and then
Yeah.
the guards it actually the power started getting to their head. So it's
Yeah.
the same
To
concept.
get on that nice little power trip.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a power
but
trip.
see, but the whole thing is, dude, like you said, every system is corrupt
Oh yeah.
to the point where, dude, it's the COs that are bringing in drugs, cell phones, and all
Yeah, I was
that.
about to say that too. Like how, like it's easy for someone to get drugs in
Dude,
prison, right?
that's how I'm telling. Yeah, dude, it's super easy.
So how can?
But
someone
the ways people are ingenious. People are the ingenuity that some of these people display, and that's why I'm saying some of these motherfuckers should be like inventors, but they're using it. They're using their energy for
In a negative way.
In a negative way. But dude, they're getting drugs in the prison, ingenious ways, dude. You know,
it's like you said too. It's like you're sending like the drug addicts to the wrong. Like instead of sending them to
Facilities.
prison, send them to a
A
rehab.
rehab.
yeah,
And the same time, like when they're in prison, they're getting high in there.
dude. So like,
they're not gonna come out.
It's not helping
Yeah,
them.
it's
but
not-
instead of giving these people these menial jobs, paying them 10 cents an hour, do away with that. But they won't do away with that because their labor. I mean, some of it I understand, like the groundskeepers and all that with the gate passes that take care of the lawns and all that in the prison.
Yeah.
But if you would incorporate, like, if you would make people, if you have people that are doing long sentences, if you would force them to get their GED, get an associate's
educated.
degree or a vocational trade in there, they're coming out empowered.
Yep.
And it wasn't a waste of time. If you come out certified as an electrician, now you could go do this.
Yeah.
You know? So what we're trying to do is lobby for things like that, but then also hook up the whole country, the reentry professionals, where when somebody gets out, they know they could contact these people and they're going to have the resources. So I was saying earlier, we just had a conference in Tennessee in April. They have a incarceration, a reentry simulation. So they set up tables, and then people who have never been incarcerated could go run the simulation. And people give up. I was the host of the conference.
Yeah.
So just to get a bus pass, to get an ID, dude, it's so hard. All the barriers that are in place for people not to succeed, it's not even funny, dude. So
Like you're talking about people with records, right? Like
people with records getting out of prison.
Yeah. Okay.
So they do this simulation just so people could really understand how hard it really is to navigate the system after you get out.
Yeah.
So, dude, I asked people, hey, how many people actually accomplished your goal? It was very few.
Dang.
How many people gave up? A lot of hands went up, and
Because it's so it's because it's so easy for them to just go back to the way they were living before.
Dude,
Because they're
so-
familiar with it, then
when
They know they make their money.
yeah, exactly.
dude, when the goal, when the finish line keeps getting moved on you,
Yep.
you accomplish one obstacle, boom, but then the finish line just moved.
Yep.
You accomplish another, the finish line just moved again.
You're just chasing.
You're gonna,
chasing.
yeah, you're chasing. You're gonna be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yep.
So now you're gonna start getting tired. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
this is bullshit.
and then you go back to doing, you know, like a lot, dude. Getting high is an escape for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You escape your shitty reality. You're escaping your like
Problems.
your failures, your everything, dude. So people resort back to that, dude. And once you get that first high, dude, like that's it. It's a wrap, dude. You're gonna keep chasing. Now you're chasing the high. You're chasing keep
The
getting
rabbit.
high. So yeah, dude, it's a whole system, dude. It's been designed to keep us down and
But it's like prisons in Sweden, I've heard that they're more like rehab centers than actual prisons.
yes, dude. And in the
I've seen
Netherlands,
this video.
in the
Netherlands, yeah.
look them up, dude. In the Netherlands, they
Yeah,
don't
their stuff is really.
they do not incarcerate anyone under the age of 12, and even those kids, dude, they incarcerate people for like 30 days over there, but then they make them go out into like social service programs
Yeah.
where they're gonna help them, you know.
We don't have that.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
I think it's because it's so much money into putting somebody in prison.
Dude, but
I
it's
think
not that, dude. Like, Canada has universal health care, dude, where they have universal health care where they have harm reduction measures. Harm reduction, dude, I heard that you could go to a doctor and get heroin in Canada.
Oh shit.
Damn.
So now if you're withdrawing and all that,
You could get your little fix to help you get
yes,
over the
help you
withdrawal.
get through the day.
Yeah.
Here in this country, they don't do that.
You got to go to the streets.
You go to the
Yeah.
street, you pick up a blue,
So, look,
and
I
then
want
you're
you
dead on
guys-
the floor in 30 seconds.
I want you guys to think of another thing.
Okay.
I want this how deep the rabbit hole goes. Afghanistan is the biggest
Poppy field.
opium producing country in the world. So in 2001 when they blamed Iraq for 9/11, why the fuck did they invade Afghanistan?
Because of the poppy fields right there.
Because the poppy field.
So after
the drug trade, right?
after Afghanistan, what happened in this country? The opium crisis.
Whole opium epidemic.
But why did it become a crisis and not just an epidemic? It became a crisis because white suburban people were getting addicted and they were overdosing and they were dying. That's why it became a country.
It's like something they kind of broke the chain on it and it got too wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, so that like yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy,
Damn, that is pretty crazy.
dude. It's crazy. Like, but and the reason they don't close the borders is because dude, the cartels and this government they have a deal too.
Oh yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
drugs-
They're like involved with
The
like,
drugs are coming through like a motherfucker, you know.
Well, think about it. The Iran.
But think about it. But why? Why though? Because which are the communities that get affected the most by
The
drug addiction?
minorities.
ghettos. Yeah.
The minority
minorities.
communities.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, you know, like I feel like I've been ranting for a while now. But you know, just
that's why we brought you.
but yeah, you know,
That's
just
why you drove top hours from New Mexico.
Where it says watch it's incarceration, the custodial institution agency is responsible for the incarceration of adults in the Netherlands. The Netherlands has much as lower prison population rate than the United States of American prison. Occupancy levels is as an extreme.
of 103.9, while the Netherlands
is
prison's
prison.
occupancy is a mere 68.1.
Yeah. Dude,
Damn.
we are 4% of the world's population, but we're 25% of incarcerated.
Damn.
Of the world's incarcerated people,
Yeah.
we own 25% of that. But we're only 4% of the world's population, but we have 25% of the incarcerated peoples here in the United States. So, prisons don't work. Dude, I did a research project on the greatest failed experiment, I called it. Prison. So, there's a theory called incapacitation. But look, I have a picture of the poster. I'll pass it around to you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's a theory called incapacitation.
It's right here.
The theory of incapacitation means that if you take people out of the hood, you're incapacitating them to commit more crimes. I call bullshit. And I
Yeah,
have
because
Is that her, Angel? seeks to remove offenders from society in order to prevent them from
committing future crimes. Yeah.
Okay.
So look, here's the poster. Here's the poster, and you guys can blow it up. Look on this side.
Screenshot it and send it to me so we can have the editing guy
I'll
put it on there.
Yeah.
So here, let me send it to you now. But on one side of the poster is me, my homeboy in one prison, and then two of my homeboys that were cellies in another prison.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in different prisons. We all had cell phones,
Yeah.
and
How much does a cell phone cost?
depending anywhere from like 500 to like 2,000.
God damn.
But we were still committing crimes from in there, dude. From in there, I was still moving drugs around, getting
Yeah.
money. So incapacitation doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You're not incapacitating anything.
So, like,
Dude, you have
separating
people from different prisons trafficking from prison to prison, making
Well,
shit happen.
That's how
Yeah.
like the whole MS started, right? Because it started within a prison.
Yeah, then it started as them protecting themselves too. It was all
Yeah.
so. On the other side,
That's crazy.
so it says, but the whole thing was not incapacitation, but transformation. On the other side, I was the student speaker when I graduated. I was the student speaker, and it sucks that it was during COVID
Yeah.
because I had to do it virtually.
I
But
just moved in.
Shoot.
but
Technology, brother.
but the whole thing is like that whole thing doesn't work. That whole theory doesn't work. So why don't they move away from it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are they still just in? Because it's the whole money thing.
Yeah. Money.
But if they actually implemented so in California, it used to be the California Department of Corrections.
Mhm.
Now it's the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation.
Oh.
Supposedly, because they added rehabilitation, now they're allowed to apply for millions and millions and millions of dollars. There's one or two SAP yards, substance abuse program yards, in all of 33 prisons. There's one in Corcoran, which only houses a few hundred inmates
So it's only
out
limited.
of out of the thousands.
It's only
But-
limited.
But because of those inmates getting those substance abuse programs,
They're getting way more.
they're getting millions of dollars now,
on top of what they're getting from
on top of what they're getting from the people
Dang, that's
incarcerated.
crazy.
But imagine if every prison who put repeat offenders that get drug addicts and all that, if they gave them the resources, tools to recovery, trained them in a vocational program so that when they get out, they could have livable wages, taking care of their families, they're going to transform these people. They're going because they're actually helping them.
Because they're guiding them to success instead of to that cycle that they go back to.
Yeah, dude.
Because
So-
they receive too many closed doors.
Yeah, dude. And there's another thing, dude. Like, why are there homeless veterans? Like,
Oh,
dude,
that's
Yeah, I've heard about
that,
that.
it's mental health.
Yeah.
And they don't fund mental health. So there's I don't know if you guys have heard of social determinants of health. The social determinants of health are like food, housing, healthcare, livable wages, determinants.
Determinants? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
DETER. Yeah, right there, the social determinants of health definition. Go to the bottom one, the
What
definition.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and that'll be right there. It'll just. So go to what is the meaning of social determinants of health?
Over here? Okay.
Yeah, where people ask. So non-medical factors that influence outcomes. They are the conditions in which people are born, grow, work, live, and age, and the wider set of forces and systems shaping the conditions of daily life. So housing, livable wages, all that are social determinants of health. Now, there's a new concept that I just read about. So on top, change social to political. You could have just kept all that.
Oh, really?
So the political determinants of health. So the political determinants of health. So the political determinants
try
of
to do
health.
I can see, Frankie.
So right there. So the political determinants of health actually determine how resources are allocated and what's being funded. In any city, your police department is going to be the biggest budget. Like in my city, is the police department gets over 200 billion. While
Billion
the
or million?
million 226 million, I think they get. Now there's a department in Albuquerque, they got this first of its kind department in the whole country, where if you call 911, you get 3 options now, not just fire, police. You get behavioral health trained professionals that respond to low acuity mental health calls, where you don't need somebody with a badge and a gun. You know, if you could send a trained professional to de-escalate these people and help them get the mental health services that they need, a lot of people are going to receive help. It's going to decrease the officer involved shootings with the mental health people and all that. It just helps all around.
Yeah. And how's it going?
It's going great, but still there's people in the city council who are trying to defund them.
Boom, take it out. Shoot.
And they're asking all these questions of them all the time.
Yeah.
They have to justify their existence, and the police department doesn't. Those are the political determinants of health. How these funds are getting allocated. You know? It's evidence-based, it's a proven fact. Proof of concept is there. This department works. What it was created for, it works.
Yeah.
And they're doing an amazing job. But still, they have to justify their existence. You know?
So that's crazy because a couple episodes ago, we brought up a situation where it was what was it, the 16-year-old kid
With the rake?
that got that killed that
autistic
this
kid,
kid. He was, I guess he was having a episode.
Yeah.
And then he got it was some type of gardening tool, right?
The hoe.
The hoe.
The
And he
rake
came at
hoe.
the cops with them, so the cops shot him.
But dude, like,
But if
Okay,
we would have had that agency that you're talking about, it would
Yeah.
have probably been.
so what happens when you send a police officer? Even if you're not committing a crime, if a cop gets behind you, how do you get? Anxiety,
You get
right?
nervous, yeah, hell yeah.
You get anxiety. You're so now imagine somebody with a badge and a gun standing in front of a person having an episode. They're gonna get amped up too. They're gonna freak out, and
Yep.
and then what happens, dude? They get killed. Dude, there was a fucking old lady in Las Cruces, New Mexico, that the cops killed. They shot.
I think I heard that, or you sent it to me or something.
It was an old lady, dude. Like I forget how old she was, but she was old, dude.
Yeah.
She could have been one of our grandmas, and she was having a mental health episode. Did she have a knife in her hand? Yes. Did they have to really kill her? No. They could have tased her ass.
Yep.
See, but these are
But yeah, if they would have sent out one of those other
mental health
agents-
professionals that show up in plain clothes or identifying clothes, with their department logo on there, but they don't have a gun. They know how to talk
they
to
don't
people.
they don't seem like a threat. They seem more like
Exactly. They're like, okay, who are these people? And then you're talking to them with all the with the training on de-escalation, how to use your voice. Cops are cops, They only have one training, like stop, freeze, like
Yeah.
you're gonna get people anxious.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
mental health professionals are taught like how to
how to
talk to
deal with the
people,
situation.
how to de-escalate and all that.
That's
you
the
know,
profession. They know how to talk to people.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
De-escalated from going to, oh, damn, shooting.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
I mean, hey, I used to be a gang member, man. If somebody came at me with a gun, somebody came at me with a knife or a rock, and I had a gun, yeah, I was gonna shoot his ass too. But I mean, like aim for a leg, tase him first,
Yeah.
and then I think there's also a narrative problem in this country. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but every time an unarmed black man or an unarmed person gets shot, a lot of the times they use phrases like, "Oh, he was displaying superhuman strength, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had
but
to shoot him." So now you're dehumanizing this person. You're saying superhuman. This person isn't human. We didn't stand a chance, so we had to shoot him. And that's how they get away with a lot of shit, know.
Yeah.
So
Well, they have to paint the narrative that way.
but that's just the thing from this whole country. Like
Yeah,
the whole
no, yeah.
country uses that racist narrative
Yeah.
on how to identify minors to justify the treatment of them. They dehumanize us. We're animals, So then that's why they get to treat us the way they do.
Yeah.
So
They're still technically doing blackface, but in a different way.
yeah, dude, it's yeah, dude. I mean, we could keep going with this for hours, but I just thank you guys for the opportunity and
Of course.
but like what about this whole AI shit? This whole AI is fucking crazy,
Yeah,
right?
bro. Let's talk about the AI stuff, brother.
Yeah, Brian's topic.
So let's see. So The U.S. aims to stay ahead of China in using the AI to fly fighter jets, navigate without GPS, and more. So let me go more into it. Let me go to the article.
So without GPS and more, using AI and fighter jets navigate without. So that means that is smart enough to know where the fuck it's going and what it's doing without being
The
told.
thing with the AI is watching everything that's going around all around it all at once. It's like the same thing as the Tesla cameras. You know how you see like the crashes from the Tesla cars? They have the camera angles everywhere. Same thing as the plane. They got cameras all over it, watching everything. Whenever it sees something, it gets that. I don't know if you ever seen the little how they program like the item detecting. It puts up that little square around it and it tracks it around. And from there it determines if it's a threat or not.
Yeah, okay, I got you. But yeah, man, so there it says, let's see, the Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall flew on Vista, the first F-60 controlled by AI in a dog fighting exercise over California Edwards Air Force Base. So, let's go into here.
Then that was right here.
Oh, dang, yeah, that wasn't that far from here.
Nah, bro, it's here. Mhm.
If this had been around 30 years ago, Top Gun would have never been made, dude.
Oh, yeah, it would have been top. For real.
It would have been Top Robot.
Top bot.
Imagine
Yeah, bro.
the volleyball scene on the beach with the robots.
Damn.
Yeah, brother. So let's see. So the United States competing to stay ahead of China on AI and is used in the weapon system. The focus on AI has generated public concerns that future wars will be fought by machines that select and strike targets without direct human interventions. Officials say it will never happen, at least not on the U.S. There are questions what a potential adversary would allow when military sees no alternative but to get U.S. capability fielded fast.
Hold on, go back up a little bit. Right there it says officials say it will never happen, at least on the U.S. side. Well, then why are you making it? You're not making it for no reason.
Well,
you
they're
have to
making
be
it because they want to be ahead of China. Because
I
China, they're ahead, bro, with the AI.
No, I think with the military stuff, I think we're always we try to be 100 years advance of what anybody else is trying to do.
Well,
But-
it makes sense for defense system.
No,
you
yeah,
know what I
the
mean?
defense system,
And
yeah.
also
I just don't
to
like when they're
prepare.
saying that, we're not going to use this.
unless
Oh yeah,
need
we
be,
are gonna
unless
use it, bro.
we're gonna
We
use that.
are gonna use it. But think about it, little by little, we start making the drones. There's no one in the drone.
Yeah,
it's all
that's true.
remote controlled.
It's kind of leading. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's like
leading
leading it's
that
like-
way.
Yeah, exactly. So
And we still have to get our our parts from China, though.
Yeah, I know.
exactly right.
Hey,
It's
we
Chinese
wanna,
AI.
We want to beat you guys, but
At the same time, make this our part.
make
Send
this
us your
for us.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's crazy, man. Because think about it. Imagine like there will be another world war, and we're just using robots instead of people.
I think that. Well, I mean, that'd be
Well,
the whole
it's going to
concept.
cut a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people saving grace in this country is leaving to the military.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I almost left, but they kicked me out.
Yeah, I remember you
They
were.
didn't, they didn't let me ship me out. They didn't let me ship out, and then
remember
2 weeks
the-
later, I was in jail. You
The
know,
Navy
Yeah.
recruiter came by.
Yeah.
He would come by. Yeah.
damn,
dude, I
man.
wanted to be a Navy SEAL, dude,
Oh shit!
and this was 2002.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I was like, man, I'm over here pulling triggers for free. Well, let me go get paid for it overseas. You
Dang,
know?
imagine you would have been a top guy for an
Dude.
operator.
I guarantee you, I would have been the one to shoot fucking
Yeah.
Osama.
Yo, shit,
Chop his
we're
head
not
off
go-
with
Six with Angel.
we're not going after rags no more. We're going after towels.
That's crazy, brother. But no, man. So like, I feel like maybe like, that's what I see like in the future. In future, when it comes to world conflicts, where instead of people fighting, it's just gonna be robots, bro.
Yep.
And it's gonna be weird because it's like, what the fuck, right? Robots die. What do they do? They're gonna have more manufacturers
Yeah.
building them. Then again,
then-
but think about it. It could be for the worst too. Once the robots are getting smarter.
Yep. They're gonna go against us. They're like, these are the people making all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's get. Well, that's the whole thing with AI. It's like they're gonna.
That's the thing. Once that robot realizes that they're a pawn on our chessboard, they're gonna be like, yo, well, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck that.
But that's why they say like an alien race is like it's like a form of AI because of they saw everything that was making the mistakes and it was all because of humans. So the AI got so advanced that it got rid of humans. So I think something like that could happen because I mean we are the ones making the mistakes if it's emotional or something like
Yeah.
that. We're the ones like
Well, dude, I mean, what if it's like the super AI intelligence that has just been going around different planets all,
But that's what
all
I'm
over the
saying. That's
universe,
what they say.
populating planets and just see which civilization flourishes.
Yep.
Imagine
Let's see
it's
which
come
model, kind of like the creator in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's blowing up, creating people, animals, whatever, and blowing up
See
planets.
which one sticks.
Shoot.
It's
That's
crazy.
actually not a bad idea.
Not bad.
Not a bad
It's
idea.
insane, brother.
It is.
Shoot. Well, now you got anything to add on that?
No, I mean it's just
Sure.
it's kind of crazy how they have the robots doing all the work now.
Yeah, dude. Like, but they still have the pilot inside. It's just pretty much co-piloting in case.
But I mean,
goes wrong.
what they're saying about it is like
In
how
case
good
they gotta go
it's
manual.
doing.
Yeah, yeah. Because think about it. So they did like a, it's like a
Simulation?
dog, the simulation of dog fighting, and they said it did real
It's
good.
doing good. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. They're having it like the final boss on the hardest difficulty, dude.
Jason, but now let's go to Frankie's topics.
Yeah, so yesterday we had UFC Fight Night. It was Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, versus
Black Beast.
Nacimiento, and Lewis got the knockout at, I think it was the fourth or third round. Third or fourth
Tell me
round.
Lewis did his.
No, he did that. And no, the funny thing is, you know how he always takes off his shorts?
Bro.
He took off his shorts, and this fool was knocked out on the floor, and this fool like blows some air.
With those smelly ass shorts, and you know his balls was hot.
And then he took off his cup and he threw it at a reporter. And the reporters are like, no, I didn't smell.
And then the reporter went,
Hey, that was funny because I was facing.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah, I
FaceTimed me.
remember he turned it around. He put the screen facing the TV, and I'm like, and I remember he took off his shorts and started fanning him. Bro, I was
I didn't go
dying,
through that
bro.
shit was
I was
funny.
dying.
Black
Yeah.
Beast is funny as shit, dude.
And then we
brother.
had Joaquin Buckley, which was the co-main event versus Ruzibov. So the crazy thing is that Ruzibov was actually a middleweight. Oh no, sorry, he was middleweight. He was a 185er,
Okay.
and he came down to 170 just to make this fight because Joaquin
So
Buckley.
he was a heavy middleweight.
no,
And he
well,
went down to middleweight.
MMA is different.
Oh,
He was I think it was a middleweight, and then he came down to 170, and he fought this guy. But Joaquin Buckley, he wasn't even gonna be on this card, but he shot his shot at 300. He told he pretended he was like a reporter, and he told Dana, he's like, "Hey, put me on the St. Louis card because he's from St. Louis." So he got on this card and he won.
Sick.
Yeah, that was a
Damn.
pretty cool little thing. And then for boxing, we had Lomachenko versus Combrasso, and Lomachenko won on
Whooped
the
him.
11th round.
Yeah.
He knocked him down, and then the ref did the 8 count or the 10 count, and he got up and something. He was like, "Oh, I'm good," and then like right away he got him again. And right before he fell, his Combrasso's corner threw in the towel too.
Oh, Freddie's like,
Yeah.
toss.
Yeah, but the referee called it off like
Yeah.
right then.
So Lemonchenko, is he the guy from Ukraine?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from
Okay,
Ukraine.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
a Ukrainian guy.
Is he the
Dude,
one with the brother? With the
that-
brother?
No, that's
No.
the
Oh, somebody
Klitschko's.
else,
The
okay.
Klitschko
The
brothers, the
Klitschko,
heavyweights.
dude, that dude's badass. Lomachenko's badass.
Yeah,
Dude,
his style is different.
Dude, it's my opinion that when he lost to Teofimo Lopez,
Yeah.
I think they paid him, dude, because there's no way in the fucking world Teofimo should have won that fight. This dude's a badass. Dude.
His style is pretty sick. Yeah, and he seems pretty strong, and so he got the lightweight title for the IBF.
Damn.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Hell yeah, bro.
Let's go to Joseph's
Let's go,
talking.
Joseph.
So we got mine. So what happened on 5/9/5/9?
When was that? Tuesday?
Was it
It was
Tuesday?
Thursday. Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. So we had
the 10th was Mexican Mother's Day.
Oh, that's right.
right.
Oh yeah, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Oh, I forgot about that. Mother's Day. Shoot.
Yeah, so on Thursday we had a guy on Nisqually Road and Mariposa Road in Victorville, right on the corner where that Shell is, and what else is right there? That Circle K
The Circle K
Yeah.
and the Beyond.
and the Beyond. So right there, I guess there was a guy that they said was just running into traffic. He just ran into traffic, got smacked by a car, maybe got smacked by 2 cars, and then the police showed up, and he was causing all kinds of like bullshit, going all crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess they just shot him. So what they're saying is they think it's an apparent suicide mission. That he just went out there to try to just
It's a zombie,
end it
dude.
all.
It's a zombie.
Do you think if a mental health professional would have showed up to this one, the result would have been different?
I don't know.
No.
By the point, he already got hit by the car and was like attacking people. I don't know.
Well, I mean, well, still, like, so there's MCT crews, mobile crisis teams, where there's a mental health clinician and a cop that roll together. So they could have subdued him. CTE certificate for evaluations, C4Es. C4E certificate for evaluation is where the clinician locks them up. No, not locks them up, but they put him away for 72 hours in a mental health facility so they could evaluate him. You know, maybe he was off his meds. If they
Maybe.
would have medicated him, stabilized him. Now he doesn't want to kill himself. You know, see, that's the whole thing. Like,
Dang, that's a good. Or maybe one of the cops should just choke them out.
Jeez. Okay, go to sleep.
I mean,
Go to sleep. Stop.
he could have tased his ass, but even then, like when my homeboy Spider, they tased him and his heart blew up.
Oh shit.
Oh,
So
damn.
he had heart conditions.
Well, it's
You
like we were talking about another guy. Well, last episode, right?
yeah.
The guy he
Schizophrenic?
He was a schizophrenic, but somehow from the time that he got to, they picked
When
him up
is
because
it?
he was having an episode.
Yeah.
He got to the hospital, right? He had 2 heart attacks.
No, so pretty much he went to jail.
Oh yeah.
And from jail, he was received by his parents like in a coma. Yeah, dude. Like he had like 2 heart attacks, right?
2 heart attacks and
Yeah.
a heart infection.
Heart infection.
And he was all beat up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, when he left the house, he wasn't like this, but
Yeah. So that's insane, brother. Shoot.
Yeah, and the other one on the same day too, we had homicide investigators investigating in Victorville of a suspicious death. Let me see right here. Let me just read that.
Go for it, brother. I got my dick.
My bad. I'll get it harder next time. So, authorities are searching for a murder suspect who shot and killed 37-year-old woman in Victorville. On Thursday, May 9th, 2024, at 3:10 p.m., deputies from Victorville responded to the report of a shooting at a residence on the 16,300 block of Oric Avenue. When deputies arrived, they found Stephanie Santa Cruz suffering from a gunshot wound, and she was pronounced deceased at the scene. Detectives from Sheriff's Specialized Investigations Division Homicide Detail responded and assumed the investigation. The suspect is unknown and remains at large. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is urged to call. Blah 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 blah. So, I don't know. They're saying that they thought it was a suicide at first. And then that's why they were investigating. Now they got the whole crew out there. And they're like, nah, they got somebody on the run right now.
something funny.
So somebody's on the loose right now.
Did you guys know that a third of all homicides are usually domestic violence related?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it was a husband or a boyfriend. He caught him cheating or something like that. It's like here, we had
why
a
you do that?
situation where the wife was cheating on the guy and
Yeah.
in the community, and he killed her and killed himself.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's that happens all the time. Like
yeah.
in Albuquerque, there was a guy. The daughters saw him do it. Like I guess they were divorcing or whatever was happening. He killed the wife and he killed himself.
Oh. It's like, no one can have you.
My friend has a nonprofit, Frontline Resurrection. She does. She helps women coming out of prison
Yeah.
get some resources and all that. One of her graduates, they helped her get her own apartment. She was doing good. Broke up with the ex-boyfriend because he was getting high and not really contributing to the lifestyle she wanted.
She was changed for the positive, but that's what was just
She
saying right
broke
there,
up with him. Well, he broke in and shot her in the head.
Oh
She killed him.
shit! Damn, that sucks.
They just caught him not too long ago, but
He was on the run.
yeah, he was on the run for like a month. They caught him But yeah, dude, it's crazy.
That's insane, man.
Yeah. So before we end the episode, I actually got a question for all you guys.
Let's go.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, we could start this way. So, if you were to be a kid, right, with all the stuff you've been through, all the knowledge you have now, what would you tell your younger self?
So that I have a twofold answer. Do I regret everything that I've done? No, like it's helped me become and get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But if I had the opportunity to time travel and like actually with proof, evidence, show my younger self, dude, right now I would have been like a corporate lawyer or something, dude. I would have
Or
just
you've been running for president,
took it. Yeah, dude. I would have been
governor or something.
the biggest legal scam. Become a politician. I would have told myself.
Gee.
You know, right now, at 40 years old, I would have. You know.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
For me, I'll probably be do more smart choices and, of course, put more money into
Stocks.
the stocks or no, just like in my
Investment.
401k investments and all that. Compared to doing it, I mean, that's not that I did it late, but it would have been better if I started earlier. The moment I started just working, and also be more smarter and relationship wise too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah, but
thing
I
for
think
sure.
all those things kind of helped you to the person you are today. So it's kind of hard to say don't do those things.
Yeah, don't
but,
do
at the
it.
but at the same time, it's like
Time,
maybe be aware of it.
And
Yeah.
but by me knowing this information, if I would have told like,
Yeah.
the younger self, I wouldn't have to go through that again.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
that-
it helps shape us. You know, like
Yeah.
I do assemblies at high schools and middle schools talking about gun violence awareness and drug awareness and all that. And dude, as of 2020, firearms have become the leading cause of death for for teenagers, for kids.
Dang.
Between the age of 15 and 19,
Yeah.
85% of those deaths are because of guns. So we try to educate them, and I always tell them, look, man, if you're, and we always do these questions, like who has a family member in prison? A lot. Who's seen drugs? Who's used drugs? Who's shot a gun? Dude, you'd be surprised how many kids raise their hands. But I tell them, look, if you guys, we need more therapists who come from the same backgrounds that we come from, police,
Yeah.
lawyers, doctors, who understand where we come from. You know, like, dude, I've gone through like 6 therapists. The last one, I'm cool with the last one. She's amazing. But I went through different therapists who kept referring me to other therapists, and they were all white.
Yeah.
And when I got into the shit that I was going through in prison, you know, this riot, I stabbed 30 people because it was a riot. And dude, their faces, they were like, they couldn't, like,
Comprehend.
and a therapist shouldn't comprehend. They just never dealt with anybody like me before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not relatable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they can't relate to it, so pretty much like
But-
they don't know what they want to tell you would be the best
Yeah.
answer for what's going on with your situation.
See, but I tell these kids, like, you know, I'm going to give you guys a secret to life right now. You guys ready for this?
Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Life is nothing but choices.
Yep.
Reaction. There's going to be actions that happen to your life, and however you react, whatever choices you make at that moment,
There's consequences. to it.
it consequences, whether good or bad. That's it. And that's what shapes your life.
Yep.
You know, that's what life is. Just actions and reactions,
Yeah.
choices and decisions,
Yeah.
consequences, good or bad. Took me 35 fucking years to figure that out. dude.
So imagine you would have told yourself as a young age you could.
Exactly. Whatever decision you make here is kind of like, you know, like right now the whole metaverse and the whole universe and the whole timeline where it branches off. So you have a timeline, and whatever choice you make here is either going to branch off to the good or it's going to branch off to the bad.
Yep.
And then from there, you're gonna, it's just a bunch of branches.
You
It's
start keep
Yeah,
going
that's
either.
true.
in the
That's a good way to see it.
in the continuum of time.
Yeah.
It's just every decision you make is going to make a branch.
Damn.
Yep. Damn, that's a
And
good
that's the
one.
thing. The
that's
tree's
what I
never
say,
going to stop growing.
Yeah.
It's never gonna stop growing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Joseph, let's see what you can put about
For
yourself.
me, I would say be more confident, you know? Just have some more confidence in yourself. You know who you are. You know what you can do. Show out a little bit. I was real quiet when I was a kid. I could have been a little less quiet.
Have been more yourself. Yeah, that's a good
Be
one.
yourself more.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, me too. Like I had a homeboy that told me, because especially like around women, I don't know why, like around girls, but then after he told me that, dude, I shot my shot every time. He's like, dude, you're already not fucking her. And if you try and you don't, you're not losing anything. If you try and you do,
Yeah.
Yep.
you won.
Yep.
Man,
That's true.
it's a good way to look at it.
Frank the Tank.
Dang, I don't know.
Oh, damn, bro. We're over here answering.
No, it's, to be honest, I wouldn't just be more wise. Be more wise. Be more a little bit more confident. Read more. Be more educated. Take the help that I'm getting from people and take it. Actually, what would it be? Actually, take that opportunity. I think that's what it'd be.
Okay.
Frankie, also AKA, also known as Frankekis, because of them tight ass shorts he always wears. Always showing the cakes.
Gotta show the goods. Hey, I got more confidence. That's what happened. I got more confidence now.
So as we wear a
Gotta show the
speedo.
goods.
A speedo.
Next episode. All right, so is that it?
That's it.
All right,
guys.
thank you, Angel, for
Thank you,
joining us.
Angel,
Thank
for
you,
joining
guys.
us.
Hell
The
yeah,
Player
man.
Rap Podcast.
Yeah,
What?
like, subscribe, all that stuff, and take a look at my cousin's Angel IG and then NARP or what are
Yeah, National Association of Reentry Professionals.
What are things you're involved in?
So, dude, I do a bunch of stuff. I'm on the Code of Conduct Board for the county over there. I'm on the governing council for one of the charter schools that helps kids that get expelled from other schools. I sit on the board for the New Mexico Reentry Center. I'm one of the board of directors, and I'm a member of the National Association of Reentry Professionals. You know, just staying connected, dude. I'm about to start a consultation firm.
There we go. There we go.
So I'm the one that started the social service component of violence intervention in Albuquerque. They're called credible messengers, people with lived experience. So now violence intervention is about to blow up in New Mexico, and they're going to try to take it statewide. So I'm the first person that started doing it there. I know I have the information, the ups, downs, what works, what doesn't work. So I'm gonna start a consultation firm. So
Hell yeah.
Okay,
That's what's up.
nice. That's awesome.
Yep, yep. Well, thank you for being on again, and
We
everybody have a
appreciate
good Mother's Day.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.